Hello and welcome back to Practical Dash. We are doing a totally different dash today. We are at Goodwill and we are headed to check out the Goodwill bins. I don't know if you're familiar with how the bins work or Goodwill in your area, but basically this side hustle or dash, whatever, that we're working on is basically flipping thrifted clothes. I don't know if you've tried this before, but it's something that we have done a little bit of so far. And I just want to tell you about it, show you kind of the process. But I will say, we went into the bins and started to film, and yeah, well, you'll see what happens. Hello, welcome back to Practical Dash. So another side hustle that I participate in and I'm working on is clothes thrifting and reselling. And basically, if you've followed us on our website, practicaldash.com, go check that out. We have a bunch of articles and different resources and things that you can get to, you can use. It's still a work in progress, so be patient. Leave a comment down below if there's any specific things that you'd love to hear about, know about. We're happy to write some blog posts about it. It's basically just a blog. And like I said, has some different resources on it. But anyway, we are here at the... So basically, we got kicked out of the bins and they yelled at us, told us to stop filming. I have no idea why we couldn't film in there. Leave a comment down below if you've done some thrifting and have dealt with the bins before and why we couldn't film in there. They didn't really say. The guy was just yelling at me, and not only me, the guy was yelling at a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. I don't know. That guy must have been having a bad day. But anyway, just to give you a quick little rundown of what we do and how the bins work. So at the thrift store, at the Goodwill, not all Goodwills are like this, but that particular one with the bins, they bring out different bins of clothes that's just all randomly thrown together. They have different ones for shoes, different ones for clothing items, different ones for bags and all that. Basically, they line you up and then they send each different line out to different bins, and you have to go and stand at a bin. You can't start till everybody gets in front of a bin, and then they yell go, and then everybody can just start looking through each bin and, you know, grabbing whatever they want. There's no limits, there's no method, rhyme or reason. People can get vicious. I would say be careful at these places. We talked to some of the workers and they were like, oh yeah, this was a pretty calm day. We have to call the police all the time. So that's not a good thing. That's a little freaky. But basically, yeah, so people were just throwing clothes and like hitting people in the face with clothes. It was rough. But we did find some stuff, and basically the way they do the pricing is everything is done by weight. So I believe it was $4 a pound. I can't remember. I think I showed that in the first part of the video before the guy yelled at me. But basically they just have you put all of the stuff that you picked up, put it in a buggy on a scale, they weigh it, they charge you by the pound. And I think on average our breakdown was 50 cents an item, something like that. Of course, it depends on how heavy the items are that you get. You know, if you're spending about 50 cents to $1 on an item, and I personally use Depop. I actually have a couple of other apps that I use. I'll leave links in the descriptions to all of my stores. I specialize currently in sports related gear and Disney apparel. Since we're in Florida and Orlando area, we got a lot of Disney items down here, so grabbing a bunch of those things too. But basically, you know, my son actually does this as well. He has his own business that he does with the thrifting and flipping, and his items are much nicer than mine, honestly. Well, I say that from a standpoint of like, he looks for like polo and really high-end clothes that he can find for cheap and then flip them that way. Our margins are about the same. You know, he may pay a couple more dollars per item, but he's able to sell them for a few more dollars than I am with mine. That's what I mean by nicer stuff. It's not that my stuff's not nice. It's just from the standpoint of how much more you can make. But again, if you're just looking at the margins for flipping, you know, I'm paying like 50 cents to $1 per item, and I'm roughly selling them for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've sold an item for 10 bucks before. So obviously those are pretty amazing margins. So the other thing that I would recommend doing is finding your local thrift stores that are like the mom and pop or the charity type of thrift stores. We have one here locally that we go to a lot, and they do like all kinds of deals. Like they'll do like $15 fill-a-bag, and so they just get a grocery bag, as many items that you can stuff in those as far as like shirts and clothing type items, then you can just put those all in there, and like 15 bucks. So you can really get really good deals when it comes to that. The other thing is they will run specials where it's like $15 fill-a-bag, buy one, get one free fill-a-bag. So you're literally getting 2 bags. So there are some times where I've gotten 2 full bags of clothes and I'm literally paying like 30, 40 cents a shirt. So again, if I sell it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bucks on Depop or Mercari or Poshmark or eBay, any of those type platforms, the buyer's paying the shipping. And so I'm making 4, 5, 6 bucks depending on the item. So with that, it's all a numbers game, obviously. You know, it's one of those things of the more items that you get, the more you sell, and you know, it is a numbers game when it comes to that. So you have to be patient. It's not something that's going to break the bank, or you know, you're going to become a millionaire off of it. But if it's another stream of income, in my opinion, that is not that hard to do. Takes no time to list the items online and on the apps. Then yeah, it's pretty simple. So if you can make a couple $100 a month doing that, again, just as a side thing while you're dashing and, you know, working on other projects, then to me, it's a no-brainer. You know, even if you can make a couple $100 flipping the clothes, then it's a no-brainer. You got to do it. And I do think those mom and pop type thrift stores are way better than Goodwill's, because Goodwill is obviously, they're trying to make money too. So their stuff is sometimes priced really high. Sometimes you can find a good deal, but you know, you got to be looking for the right type of item, and you just can't beat those mom and pop or charity thrift stores that, you know, are selling things, you know, super cheap. Another thing that you could do is go to yard sales, or like community, you know, yard sales or whatever. They, you know, you can find stuff for quarters at those types of things. If you can find the right stuff, flip it online and sell it, go for it. Like, and just, you know, again, just have another stream, another side income that's flowing while you're dashing or doing Uber Eats or while you're doing other things. So this is a side hustle that we do, thrifting, flipping thrifting basically. So I'm gonna leave descriptions to our stores down below. Also check out practicaldash.com. We have some articles up on how to use Depop, the difference between Depop and other services. We've got blogs and different links that you can go to get to those programs so that you can set up your own stores. So go check those out. I'll leave some of that down below. And again, practicaldash.com. You can check all of that out. So thanks for watching.